So really what we've been doing with the RSGs and the recursive and the explicit and stuff like that is we've been writing equations of lines. The explicit equation is an equation of a line or a curve of some sort. And so we want to start defining them a little bit differently. The first, there are some formulas that we need. I'm going to kind of hope that you've maybe seen these before. If not, that's all right. The first one is slope. And we've worked with this a little bit before. The formula is written as y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Excuse me. And slope is simply the angle of the line. It's the rate of change. Hey, put that away. Get out your notes. Put it away. Away, away. I don't want to see it. This is rise over run. And we turn that into a variable. The variable that we use is m. I have no idea why we call slope m and not something else, but it's m.
Why not S for slope?
I have no idea. Probably slope starts with the letter M in like some other language that whoever designed this used. So anyway, it's just tradition. I don't know. The second one is point slope. So what we do with slope is when we know 2 points. Let me add that. When we know any 2 points on a line, we can find slope. Point slope is when we know a point, at least one point, and a slope. I'm going to call that point x sub 1, y sub 1. The 1's just identified as like point 1, the first point, and a slope. Yeah. Point slope works when we know a point, at least one point, and a slope m. And it looks like this. Y equals m times x minus x1 plus y1. The x and the y are variables. Everything else is known. So they stay x and y. This y and this x. And then the next formula that I want you to know is slope intercept. And slope intercept works like this. We know slope. And the y-intercept. We know the y-intercept. And we call the y-intercept b. I don't know why. I don't know why we don't call it I. S for slope and I for intercept, yeah.
Isn't the y-intercept supposed to be like the base of it?
It's like the starting point.
So wouldn't the b be like base?
Could be. I've never thought of it that way. I've never heard anybody, but maybe. Is Did you have a teacher say that at some point?
I remember him, or a student in the class saying it could be considered.
Yeah. You know, there's all sorts of ways to think about things. I wouldn't have a problem with thinking about B as base. Yeah. So Noah's saying that B stands for base. It's kind of a starting point. And this formula looks like this. Y equals mx plus b. Now, we've seen this one. We've been using this one. What's the m? That's slope. That's the what's going on. What's b? It's the adjustment. We've been talking about it as what's going on and an adjustment. In this formula, the m is the what's going on and the b is the adjustment. X and y, or f of x and x. So, good luck. Thanks. If I have an equation or a form, let's say a line, here's my x, here's my y. Sorry, you guys can't see that. Let me move that up. Here's my x, here's my y. And I have a line going through that looks something like this. Oops, I don't know that I did that very well. This point should be out over here. Looking at the graph, can you tell me what the slope is? Anybody tell me what the slope is? Yeah, Ainsley.
It's 2/1, but
2/1, are you sure about that? Say I'm going from this point to this point.
1/2.
Yeah, there you go.
Because, yeah, I always just made a triangle with the 2 points.
Right.
Rise.
Make sure you're going up first with your numbers. That's all. So this is rise over one, run. So rise 1 and run 2. So my slope, we'd say my m equals 1/2. You want slope to be a fraction. It can be a decimal at times, but you really don't want that. Don't do that. It's a fraction because it's very visual. Up 1 over 2 or whatever it is. What's the y-intercept? Where does it cross the y-axis? At 1? Can you revise that a little bit, Lance? What's the value of this point right here?
0.
Not just 0, but 0, 0, right? 0 left, right, 0 up and down. So what's the value of this point? If I go from here to here, how many have I gone up?
1.
Right, so that's 1. This is?
2.
If I go down, it's?
-1.
There you go.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I don't mean it this way.
There's the slope. There's the what's going on. Here's the adjustment. What's the equation of the line? Y equals 1/2 x minus 1. All right, so let me get you guys a quick thing that we're going to do a few problems on, and then we'll get you going on.